What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry. I'm the crypto vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I know everybody's really excited right now because Bitcoin's starting to move up. We have Ethereum pretty close to potentially breaking out, and some good news wavering around XRP currently at the moment. But we're going to go into the charts, look deeper into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP just to see if we're quite ready yet, or if maybe this could be a little bit of a fake out and we have a little bit more time to go. So if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm super close to 1,000 subs, so I'd really appreciate it. And even as a small channel, of all the people who do watch my videos, I still have like 99% people who aren't subscribed. So if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links for Twitch, Discord, all the goodies, everything that is down below. But let's get started now on CoinMarketCap. We'll hit the refresh here. We can see that our current market cap is almost close to $2 trillion. We're at 1.8 trillion. Bitcoin alone is back above a trillion itself. It's at 1.1. And Bitcoin dominance now is still below 60%. It's still going down slightly as we continue on here. But we have a little bit of green back in the market. As far as the biggest gainers, we have Hollow or Hot. A really good project. It's still on the gain here at the moment. And the biggest losers right now are not very big, but 15% on BTMX, but Matic, a small correction, and things like VeChain down 1 to 2%. But let's go ahead and dive into Bitcoin here. So right now I have Bitcoin on the daily, and we have some of the targets that I was looking at previously. If we were to break to the downside, if we were to break to the upside, key supports, key resistances here. So I have this bearish pennant that we have been forming all the way back since, what was this here? No, way back before December, sometime in last year. And we've been coming up, we've been bouncing off the bottom. We found resistance here at our first, our all-time high of around 57,000, almost 58. We came down, we tested our 20 daily exponential moving average. We got above it, we pumped to the upside, and now we've been in this consolidation down where we actually dropped below this very key support. But we weren't down there for long. We jumped right back up, back above the 20 daily, and now we're getting a lot of bullish momentum for Bitcoin. So the question is, are we going to continue to the upside here in the short term and retest and set a new all-time high where we can potentially get above this resistance and go parabolic from here, or are we going to continue going sideways, right? So some of the things I want to make sure we take a look at when we are doing this is, what's the momentum like? What's the news like? Money flow. There's so many things to take into consideration. And if you look into that right now, we have a lot of good news coming out for Bitcoin. We have things like PayPal going to be allowing all cryptocurrency purchases through their card. We have Visa is going to be using Ethereum. That's not specifically related to Bitcoin, but just cryptocurrency news in general is a very important thing as far as overall buildup of the cryptocurrency space. Hold on one second. So when we're looking at where we're going to go from here, we need to have good interest. We need to have money that can be flown into purchasing cryptocurrencies. And all of those things are starting to slowly line up now. For the past, how long has this been here? We have been consolidating sideways, so about 2 weeks. As we measure Bitcoin, every time we get a new high, it's about 1 to 2 weeks before we start coming back up to retest something else. And if we just go back and forth here, we got this one was about a month, and then here we came up, and then we went 1 to 2 weeks, started to make up, we set a new high, now 1 to 2 weeks. So are we just following this same pattern where we are going to just progress up to the upside? I definitely think that is the case. I think we are moving on an uptrend. However, in the very short term, I do think we will probably come down a little bit. So if we look here, we broke out of this potential bullish pennant here because we had an uptrend coming into it. We came down, we set a new low for this pattern here where we broke below this key resistance or key support, but we got back above it, and now we are currently seeing if we can stay above it. So since this is a daily candle, I do expect that we will need some sort of confirmation. So we came up, we broke through, we are here. It's very likely that we will come back down, especially to this 57.5, which I have represented by this red line. Very strong resistance here, strong resistance. It acted as support here, and then it acted as resistance until we broke through. So now we need to confirm it as support. So I do think we will come down to at least back down to 57.5. But because of just, so if we just do a fib retracement here of this actual whole top to bottom, I usually see us come back down to around the 0.5 or the 0.382. So that 0.382 is going to get us really close to the 20 daily exponential moving average. This is going to make people's mindset think that we are going to go back to the downside, when in fact that it's actually one of the best buying opportunities in that we can actually go after. And also this is going to show us that the buying pressure is there. So I do think that here in the next day, we could have a wick down to probably around 56.5, maybe around $55,000. This is just what I think from seeing previous cycles, previous breakouts. So and right now the 0.618 or the golden pocket is exactly where we broke through this specific pattern. So I know this is very, very cluttered here. But I do think no matter what, we will at least retest the 57.5-ish on a drop down, but we could have at least some wicks all the way down here, or have 1 to 2 days of decline to confirm that this line again is exactly where we want to be, and be above this resistance of that other pennant as we make our way up to the 64,000. Let me back this up here, get that off. And if you could see, we had potential reverse head and shoulders if I were to zoom in onto the 4 hourly here. And I was going over this on Twitch, and we have right here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And if we were to measure from the neckline, which happens to be exactly where that key resistance was at 57.5, as well as key support, and we bring it up, what do you know? It lines up exactly with our top resistance right at around $64,300. But this isn't just going to go straight up. We could come back down, bounce, confirm both of these really 3 key supports almost lining up perfect, and then make our way up to setting a new high, which again I think will take potentially by the end of the week, maybe by next week. We're going into April, which is usually a good month for Bitcoin. So I definitely think that this is good room. But if you just look here as far as like RSI, money flow, the VWAP, we are all headed to the downside, saying that maybe we don't have the volume, we don't have the money, we don't have the interest at the moment to keep going up. And in order for that to switch, we have to go down a little, reset those oscillators. That way we can slowly make our way up to the new price. So, I know everybody's excited right now. I still think this game is a patience game. We got a little bit longer that we need to do before we can head to the upside. And we can see that here when I have the double charts up. I have the hourly on the right hand side, the 4 hourly on the left, and you can just see how big these waves are to the upside. And we can see the rounding off of these price action as we go. It's like it's trying to go up, it's getting sold off. It goes up a little bit, getting sold off. So this is the bears, in my opinion, winning here in the short term. If we just go quickly into Ethereum. Ethereum is in this giant, beautiful pattern, perfect symmetrical triangle. We had a head and shoulders pattern here, which played out to the downside, and at the same time formed a reverse head and shoulders pattern. And these are just patterns within a bigger pattern. And here on the 4 hour for Ethereum, we have been consolidating since, how long is this? Almost 38 days, so 39 days. Ethereum, in my opinion, is severely undervalued. There's so many platforms that utilize the Ethereum protocol, and it just has so much more room to grow. There is the issues potentially with the new EIP 1559 and the new way that miners will be paid for their hash rate and everything. But in the meantime, Ethereum is still being utilized by a lot of people, and I believe it's undervalued. And the chart is showing how it is time for it to break out. Again, I do think that we are a little bit overextended. It took a lot to get us back up to this price over the past 2 weeks here. So because of that, we may see another drop back down, potentially to this key level of 1750, and then as well as the 20 daily exponential moving average. So we could just see another little drop back down here as we build up. Why does it keep doing that? As we build up some more momentum, then we get on top and we head to the upside. If we look at this reverse head and shoulders here, and we go from there to the upside. That's bringing us back up to around 1920, which is right where we had a key resistance before. So I would personally like to see us at least get to there to show that that's still the resistance, come back down, and this will move more people's buy-in price a little bit higher so we can build up more momentum to go to the upside. In a breakout from this zone, just to do a quick little measured move here, if we were to say breakout from here, is, we're looking at close to a $2,500 Ethereum. And, that's not too far away in my opinion, but we do need to see a breakout above this key resistance here. And if you can see here in the past, we kind of got over it a little bit, and right now we are above it. But once we get above it, we still have to confirm that this is now support instead of resistance. We need to get up. I want to see it get above $1,944, and I want to see it close something above there and hold, because then I could say, yes, we have created a new high in the short term and we could potentially be moving up. If we head over here to XRP, there's a couple things. If you were watching my videos previously, I explained how I didn't think we were quite ready, even though we were able to break above some key resistances. The problem is we have to get above 60, and after 60, we have to get above 75, and then after that, we might be able to just smooth sail on up. But during this time, we've created a beautiful pattern over the last 128 days, 129 days. This is 3 months of sideways consolidation, and during this time we have not only formed a big symmetrical triangle with wicks trying to break to the upside, we've had bad news where we recovered from, and we're currently still not even able to purchase XRP very easily in the United States. Within this triangle we have a very bullish pattern. It's doing it again. We have this reverse head and shoulders pattern, and I know I've talked a lot about those today, but it's one of the easiest patterns to notice. And when you break the neckline, they have a very high probability of doing exactly what you think they're going to do. And in this case, that is break to the upside. So if we come here and we measure from the neckline all the way down, where we are currently potentially above the neckline, this is getting us up to right at $1 exactly. So there's a very high chance that here in the next 1 to 2 weeks, XRP could potentially break to the upside and slowly make its way up to $1. However, XRP likes to do XRP things, and that could be exactly in, 2 days, 3 days, it makes that move. So, definitely keep an eye on XRP. Right now, it's trying to close above this resistance here. The reason I have it drawn exactly here is because I have 2 candle bodies, 2 wicks, a wick, candle body, and then we have a candle body that dropped down to it below, and we can see this has the most confirmation. So holding above this has the highest probability of showing that we are above it, but because of so much indecision at this point, we could actually have the line somewhere like this. So this is why I want to see it above 60 cents. When I see the price of XRP hold above 60 cents, which will go about right there, this is when I think that we will have truly broken out of this pattern, truly broken out of this neckline, and from there, this is when I'll be entering a long position to the upside. Here in the short term, we have a little bitty head and shoulders pattern, which if it was to break to the downside is bringing us down to around 53.5 cents, which you can see was very good support here before. We are in another little symmetrical triangle, and this is on the 4-hourly here. So, anything can happen, especially if we have to rely on Bitcoin to determine where we go. And at this time, I do think Bitcoin will drop a little bit because I think people are getting a little bit too excited too fast, as always. So I'm looking for a buy-in position on XRP, probably around the 53.50 cent region. If I'm really lucky, I might get back in at around 51 cents for a good long position. And at 51 cents, that's going to bring us pretty close. It looks like about 52 cents is where the 20 daily exponential moving average is. I really hope that we don't come back down to test the weekly in the low 40s, but anything can happen. This pattern doesn't end until around the end of April 24th, before we get to the climax of this triangle. So we're going to wait and see, but these are some key things that I want to see broken by all of these top cryptos before I feel very confident that we are going to go and move to higher price action. And for Bitcoin itself, 60,000 is definitely going to be the next hurdle that we need to overcome. It's a big even, and it was bad resistance as we were coming out of the previous all-time high. So if we can get above the 60,000, highly likely that we will move up. Ethereum 1942 and XRP right at 60 cents. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll try to be streaming later today on Twitch. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Come visit me on Twitch, message me on Twitter, whatever your cancer is, just let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.